Hey good people, what's up? Good morning to you and happy Thursday. We are here to make sure that you're ready to start your day off right. I am totally excited to still be sharing with you right now. So this is going to be an exciting show. Please wake up your household because your day is really now about to begin. So it's DPS This Morning. I'm Sheila Mendez, your morning host, and let's take in our morning news highlights.
Good morning. Time now for a summary of your top stories. The long-awaited Consumer Protection Act has come into effect 6 years after the bill was first introduced. Former president of the National Consumer Association and a leading advocate for consumer rights, Kingsley St. Hill, is elated that consumers now have the legal backing to guard against unscrupulous merchants.
I'm elated and so close with all media practitioners, all church-going people, all members of political parties, all members of trade unions, everybody in Russia should be elated. The days of no refunds are over. You know, there are some unscrupulous merchants in the city who have signs like no refund. They sell the goods that are not good and they tell the people that they cannot give them a refund. That is no more again.
St. Hill is encouraging all members of the public to familiarize themselves with the piece of legislation, in particular the section which speaks to the rights and duties of the consumer. A young golf sensation has become the first St. Lucian to make it through the first round of the Latin America Amateur Championships at Teeth of the Dog in the Dominican Republic.
The experience was incredible. To play against some of the best players in Latin America and make the cut was incredible. And my main goal for the week was try to make the cut and play the weekend and learn as much as you can, which you can use for the next upcoming tournaments. I played this event 2 years ago and I did not play the best. So I knew what it took to make the cut this year and maybe the following few years. So for the last 2 years I've been working diligently to improve my game and improve all facets, short game and whatnot. So yeah, I never felt nervous on the golf course except for the first tee on the first day. That's when it really hit me that, wow, I'm actually playing this tournament again. So other than that, I just stuck to the game plan. Me and my dad and my caddy talked about the few days before during the practice rounds, and I said, all right, just take it one shot at a time. Don't think too much, don't overthink, and don't get ahead of yourself. Stay in the moment, stay in the present, and just keep playing. And luckily it worked for me.
He's encouraging young golfers to continue striving as he, like many others, work to continue growing the sporting discipline here in St. Lucia. The St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association is undertaking a mapping and registration project which has as its objective the creation of a record of all visually impaired persons on St. Lucia.
We believe the people who are living with blindness and vision impairment have a right to receive, but they also have a right to be given opportunities to contribute to not only their own development, but their nation. But for us to accomplish this, we need to know some basic information. Not only who are they and where are they, but indeed, what are their needs? And what skills they may have with them, because blindness strikes at any point in life. Blindness and vision impairment have no respect for anybody. It doesn't really matter what's your lot in society. And because of that, as a nation, we need to plan strategically. And for us to be able to do that effectively, we need to know our constituents.
The association says it is grateful to the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, which is providing some support to the initiative. The project is being undertaken in phases and is currently in its second phase. Khalil Kofdewala is taking all criticism about him possibly being appointed as Barbados' youngest senator in stride. That was the way the humbled 18-year-old responded following an announcement by Prime Minister Mia Mottley that there was a proposal to change the constitution to facilitate his appointment as the youngest person to serve in the Senate. Many people on social media congratulated Hofdewala, but others said the proposed change was a power move by the Barbados Labour Party or BLP administration, that it was their way of rewarding supporters and that he was too young. And those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Hey beautiful people, good morning once again. So the sun is out, the rays are ready to go, and so should you. So right now we want to remind you that we are going to power your day. It's DBS This Morning, and we'll be right back. Good morning to you. I don't know if you could hear a little bit of our folk music happening outside, but we're here over at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, where it is still part of our celebrations and festivities for the Nobel Laureate Festival 2022. And right now we are here for the open house of the Derek Walcott Library. So I'm really excited because we have Kathy here, who's actually the librarian for the Hunter J. Fusswell Library, and she's going to be giving us a grand tour, not to mention helping us catch up and be up to date with everything that we need to know that's been happening. So Kathy, it is an exciting moment, feels very festive from outside. So how are you guys doing today?
So today we are celebrating the opening of the space that houses Derek Walcott's personal home library. And so what you see here, we are proud to call the Sir Derek Walcott Library. It contains the books of Sir Derek Walcott, books authored by him, as well as books gifted to him and written on and about him by others.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, his wife Sigrid actually donated some of the books as well, some of his works, right?
Yes, actually in 2020, during one of our Nobel Laureate Festival activities, Ms. Nama, in a symbolic handing over, donated us with the personal book collection of Sir Derek. And so from 2020 to this time, we have been receiving parts of the collection, and the library staff have been processing the material, and our staff at the college, maintenance and carpentry unit, have been preparing the physical space to receive the books.
Absolutely. So, here we are today, and I think this is exciting that the open house can also obviously take place here, not to mention that there's a home for Sir Derek right here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. So I feel like there's representation for both of our laureates right now and right here. Now, I know a lot of people maybe at home might be wondering, well, what has happened to the Hunter J. Fusswell Library? And I know we're here to educate and let people know that he has not been forgotten, and neither has this been cast aside.
Absolutely not, Sheila. The Hunter J. Fusswell Library is the academic library that serves the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, right? So the students, staff, faculty of the college, we have continued to provide a service and to provide our users with the information that they need in the pursuit of their studies and the programs at the college. However, you will note, and I think most people know and understand, that the building is out of commission, right? But I am hoping that we can begin and advocate and promote, right? That something be done to renovate, refurbish, and take after that building and get the building back. So again, the establishment of the Derek Walcott Library signifies the importance and the value of libraries, right? So all attention should shift, I hope, to the Hunter J. Fusswell Library building, and hopefully something will be done. But Hunter J. Fusswell Library, let me just put on record, is still here. It is the academic library serving the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And we have continued to provide a service to our users. It's just that it's more or less digital and online now.
You see, keeping up with the times still. So now we are in the know. This is what we are here to do and what we aim to do at DBS This Morning. So Kathy, I think the viewers are ready for a grand tour. So I don't know where we're going to start off, but I'm quite excited that we can show them around.
Right. So what you see behind us, Sheila, are fully processed books that we have received from Sir Derek's collection. And by fully processed, I mean that there are various stages that a book goes through before it reaches the shelf. So the indexing, the accessioning, cataloging, and then the data entry stage. So this section of the library contains the fully processed books that are now accessible to our users through our database.
All right, super. Now, of course, I know just around the corner, we also have books authored by Sir Derek himself. If you want to tell us a little bit about that section.
Right, so that particular section of the library contains books authored by Sir Derek, written in English and in 4 other languages. And those books will also be accessible, and persons can browse the database to find titles that are contained in our library that Sir Derek has authored.
Good stuff. Now, St. Lucia, the tour doesn't stop just here, because there's another section, and that's upstairs. So, Kathy, I'd love for you to tell us about that.
Sure. So the library, there are 2 floors located in the Derek Walcott Library. The first floor is the reading room space, and you can see that the room is fully outfitted with shelves,
Right.
wall-to-wall shelving. Upstairs is like a loft setting, an easier setting. It's not complete, and we'll also be working on outfitting it with shelving and with furniture and decor items and so on. But users, again, are welcome to come upstairs to sit, enjoy Sir Derek's books, read his material and the like.
In a little bit more of an intimate setting, because when we walked in, I was like, wow, this is cozy, until, we know upstairs is a work in progress at the moment, but we can see the vision. I was like, oh, that's just a whole other level.
Right.
It's so inviting to encourage somebody to come and read or pick up the material.
Yes, up we wanted to create you say downstairs is comfortable, but upstairs is cozy comfortable.
Right.
I mean, the soft chairs, the soft lights, the chandelier setting, Sheila, it really sets the mood, and it would encourage you to pick up one of Sir Derek's books and literally sit and stay with us and enjoy his material.
Great. Yeah, it's absolutely, to me, feels just quite inviting. Now, another highlight, and this is kind of where we're going to be wrapping up, because, we're going to leave you with a tease so that you can check it out for yourself, make some time, use the resources. And speaking of resources, very exciting news about the portal, and I'll let Kathy take that one away too.
Right, so it is a remarkable thing, this portal. The Nobel Laureate portal provides what I like to describe as a one-stop information search experience for anyone looking for information on any of our Nobel laureates, Sir Arthur Lewis or Sir Derek Walcott. So the Hunter J. Faswell Library has placed in this virtual space any and everything that you can possibly find written on and about our laureates.
Lovely. Now, with this, I think this is a perfect way to end, because it's still now showing the synergy, because the Hunter J. Faswell Library is existing in a digital platform, and I think quite fitting for the era that we're in. And here we have it still lending support and creating within that space a home digitally, again, with resource material through the portal for both of our laureates. So again, dispelling any myths that people are thinking that is gone and forgotten, but it's clearly a synergy and working together. And this is truly an exciting moment, and even in this era, because to have things digital now too, we have no excuses. So we need to get on there, we need to experience it. And quite often you'd hear people saying loosely, we don't know enough about our laureates, so where do we get information? So now we have no excuses. So Kathy, I think the only thing we're missing to share now would be, I guess, the address or website address, so persons know how they can access all the digital portals or information.
Right, so you could visit the Sir Arthur Lewis's website, and on the landing page you visit the library webpage, and right there on the drop down button in the drop down window, you would have access to the library's databases. You will see the Sir Arthur Lewis portal and the Sir Derek Walcott portal, and you just click and you enter and you're right there.
See, it is as easy as that. So, St. Lucia, you are officially in the know. It's exciting news. So the Derek Walcott Library is here physically, and there is an extension to that to access information virtually as well. So make sure you go check out the school, not the school library, but check out the school website so you get access to the library. And that way we can definitely educate ourselves more if you don't know enough about our laureates, there's no excuses now. It has been put in a way that is easy for all of us to access. So let us continue celebrating the excellence. And Kathy, thank you so much for just keeping us up to speed and of course in the know. So I hope you guys have a great day, and obviously we look forward to hear everything else that's to come.
Thank you, Sheila. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. So St. Lucia, we'll see you soon. Bye. What's up? We are in the kitchen today and I am super excited because we're powered by Hostess Margarine and we are in the kitchen of D Supreme. So shout out to Auntie Dawn. She's going to be teaching us some easy recipes and how we can use Hostess Margarine at home. Now just a quick fun fact for you, Hostess Margarine has no cholesterol, it's lactose free, it also has vitamin A and D, so it's filled with a lot of good stuff. Definitely delicious once you know the right recipes to do it. This is why we have our expert today. So we're gonna get right into it. Get your pens out, screen record if you need to, because we're gonna be learning some quick and easy recipes with Hostess today.
Hi everybody, Auntie Dawn of D Supreme, and today we're going to make some delicious tuna fish patty with one of our main ingredients, Hostess Buttery Spread Margarine. We're gonna start off with our ingredients. We're gonna start off with our Hostess margarine, flour, little of our local seasoning, lime, tuna fish, salt, black pepper, and of course our cold water. And now we're gonna put our ingredients together to get that delicious tuna fish patty. We're gonna start off with putting our flour into our bowl. We're gonna put 2 pounds of flour, our Hostess into the flour. So to every 1 pound of Hostess, we add in 2 pounds of flour. So these ingredients already measured, so no need to go to the scale. And then we add a little tablespoon of salt. And then we mix. We combine the flour and the margarine together until crumble. So we're making a short crust dough right now. Add our 1 cup of cold water, ice cold water, into the margarine and the flour and continue mixing until form a dough. Voila! It's there, it's ready. Then we're gonna put it onto our clean surface, flour surface. We move right into preparing our tuna fish, and of course we're not going to put the tuna fish in there without preparing it. Open our tuna. And then we're gonna chop our local seasoning into a pot. Little bit of celery and shadow benny together. little bit of seasoning pepper. First, we heat up our pot. A little onion. Right there. After the pot is hot, tiny drizzle a little oil. Add our ingredients, our local seasoning, sorry. Let it saute for 1 minute. Then we add our tuna fish. We stew the tuna fish before making the patty. We add little lime juice for nice, great taste. Got the freshy smell. And good. Put it into a bowl to cool down. And then we sprinkle our black pepper on top. And mix. After we're done, and we use the whatever amount you want to use, we knead it, floury surface, and we roll. Add little flour on the surface gradually. You roll into a thin crust. After we're done, we portion our dough into the amount of pieces you'd like to. Then we place our tuna on the dough. Don't forget, guys, our main ingredients in this recipe is our Hostess buttery spread margarine. And then you just turn over, squeeze together with your fingers, or you could use a fork if you want to. Voila! Voila! You could use your hand, whichever way is easy for you. So we're gonna line up our tray with wax paper Or you can use a little bit of our hostess spread on the tray, and then you place your pates so it will avoid sticking. I think. After we're done, little egg wash, mustard to get that nice golden color. And then we glaze. So we could get that nice golden color in the oven. Put it into the oven at 180 degrees for 30 minutes. And we're gonna check on our delicious tuna fish patty. Straight from the oven. Don't forget, guys, our main ingredients in there is our hostess margarine. Ooh, look at this. I'm gonna sample it.
Hostess Buttery Spread Margarine, distributed by Rennick & Company.
Welcome to our Neuromovement Wellness Series. I am Daria. Neuromovement is an opportunity to discover the amazing powers of the brain for healing, pain relief, and rejuvenation. Some of the benefits of neuromovement are reduced tension, reduced pain, and overall well-being. Welcome to Lesson 1. Go ahead and find a place to lie comfortably, either on the floor or on your bed. Go ahead and gently bend both knees and put the 2 feet standing. And now, go ahead and bring the right knee closer to your chest, and you will be holding the right knee just in front, below the knee, with the right hand. And in this position, you will be taking the right leg and arm towards the right side of the body onto the floor. So the head is stationary. So for those of you at home, find a point of contact on your ceiling so that you can keep the head stationary. So once you open the leg, you go ahead and you bring the right leg back into the starting or neutral point. And just notice where you can feel movement. Notice if you can feel the movement in your hip joint. Notice if you feel movement in the shoulders. Notice if you feel any movement in the head. And we'll do one more movement like this. And again, just feel the movement in the ribs, in the chest, in the arm. And slowly and gently stop this movement. Bring down the leg. And for our next movement, you will again elevate the right leg, bringing the knee closer to the chest. And we are going to combine the movement of the head with this movement. So when you take the knee and the arm to the right, gently roll your head to the right. And notice now if having the head move makes the movement feel easier. And remember to synchronize the movement. So you need to go very slowly and gently. so that both the arm, the leg, and the head moves at the same pace. So when you're going back to the starting point as well, you need to focus a little more. So again, when you zone in and you focus on the movement, you tend to slow down because you have to actually feel the movements. So I know some of you at home may feel like, you know, I can do this, but where you get the growth, where you allow the brain to learn something new is actually in pacing and reducing the force, reducing the effort in the movements. So now, when you come back to our starting on neutral point, we will be taking the head in the opposite direction of the knee and the arm. And even doing this one, you find, or you will tend to feel that you have to slow down even further. Because now that the head is going in the opposite direction, you have to ensure that you allow the head to move, as well as the knee, as well as the arm. So we'll do one more movement like this. And slowly and gently come to your starting on neutral point. Bring down the leg, so the leg stays bent, and rest. And now that we've done the right side of the body, just check in with yourself. Just notice how the right side of the body is feeling compared to the left. Maybe the right side feels lighter, maybe it feels heavier, so just assess how you are feeling. And now, slowly and gently, we'll elevate the left leg, bringing the left knee closer to the chest. And you will be placing the left arm or left hand just below the left knee. So now remember, for our first movement, you do not move the head. So you just gently take the arm and the leg towards the left side of the body, closer to the floor. And again, just notice what parts of you are participating in this movement. Remember to make the movement light and easy. Remember, don't hold your breath. So allow yourself to breathe. Sometimes you create tension without even noticing or paying attention to it. And tension could be by piercing your lips, biting your cheek, or it could be just by frowning. So just allow yourself to breathe, which allows the movement to feel easy. And now gently stop this movement. Bring down the left knee. And now elevate the left knee again, placing the hands just below the knee. And in this position, we are going to take the head in the same direction as the arm and the leg. And remember, we want the movement to be at the same pace. So now that the head has stopped, she needs to stop moving the leg and come back to the starting on neutral point. So again, this lesson, it allows you to feel. So the head needs to roll in the same pace. So if one has stopped moving, you need to stop moving the other one. And just slow down a little more. So when you start rolling the head, then you gently move the arm and the leg. And again, notice for you at home, because from what I'm seeing, one side is easier for her to move the arm and the leg than the other. So just notice how it feels for you. And just feel. Once you're able to feel the movement, you can actually sense how you can make it easier. So now for our next movement, we will take the head in the opposite direction of the arm and the leg. Remember, it's the same synchronized movement. Remember to breathe. Don't pierce the lips. Don't bite the cheeks. Synchronized and slow. So we'll be doing one more movement like this. And gently stop the movement. Bring down the knee, bring down the leg. You can actually lengthen the legs and rest. And again, just check in with yourself. Now that we've completed the lesson, notice now how you are lying. Notice if more of you is coming into contact with the floor at home. So thank you so much for taking part in lesson 1. Thank you for taking part in our Neuromovement Wellness series.
Thank you very much. We have made it to the end of the show. So now your day is really about to begin. Let us make sure that we're starting it off on the right foot. If you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, hopefully we fix that right up for you. So again, remember that we are here for you. It is DBS, your number one leader, and this is DBS This Morning. So go out, have an amazing day, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow because you know we like to free up on a Friday, so you don't want to miss that. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.